Now, today, we're starting off with some good guarantee to this channel. Guys, hi! Welcome to Classic Sonic Rant. Now, today, we're starting off with some good guarantee to this channel. Guys, today we're gonna be reacting to true horror stories.
My family has houses
Let's
both in
begin
Mexico and Texas,
this
so
video.
I alternate between the USA and Mexico very frequently. On normal weeks, I just cross the border from Mexico to Texas to go to school, and then I come back to Mexico.
Okay.
I spend most of my time in Mexico,
I see the
naturally,
good
I'm quite used to the
animations.
cartel presence.
I see you.
I'm used to calling off nights out with friends due to cartel-related shootings and stuff like that. It just no longer surprises me.
Horror.
It wasn't until recently that I had an actual face-to-face encounter with the cartel. My ex-girlfriend lives in Mexico, in a gated neighborhood on the wealthier side of the city.
Okay.
Naturally, I used to frequent her house when we were still together.
Right.
One night, her parents left her and her little brother alone until the next day, so she invited me over, and we got pretty hammered.
Bro, if I were you, I wouldn't be
Around
in
2
the middle
a.m.,
of
we
the
went
street.
out for a
I'm
walk
just
because we
being
wanted to
honest
smoke
with
some
you. I
weed.
would not be in the middle of
Weed
the
from
street.
Texas. We sat at the bleachers of a basketball court within our neighborhood that was behind a very, very beautiful house, with expensive cars parked outside.
Okay.
I asked her, "What do they do?" To which
Alright,
she
guys, I'm gonna be
replied,
quiet and watch.
"Cartel." I thought
This
she was
is gonna be
joking until she
reacting
told me
to
how the
this one.
Mexican army had their whole neighborhood on lockdown because of them back in 2014. My smile faded pretty fast. I got kind of mad and worried, and I asked her, "What the fuck are we doing behind a cartel safe house at 2 a.m. smoking foreign weed?" This all happened quickly, and after 5 minutes of being there, a tall white pickup truck parked in front of the court.
Okay, I see how
I
this video
immediately
is
knew this
animated.
wasn't
Like,
good news and kept
bro,
telling her we should leave.
this dude
She told me
smokes
to calm
cigarette.
down, that it was
He got
probably
this
just some
whole
kids making out in the
my
truck.
man is smoking
That seemed
cigarette.
reasonable to me, but
He
I
ain't
started
doing
panicking.
nothing
The truck
about
just stayed there for
that
like
guy,
5
bro.
minutes, not
Nah.
turning off the engine.
If I see that dude,
And as
I'm
soon as
running,
we
bro.
got to leave,
I'm gonna be
we took
honest
off.
with you, bro.
As we made our way to the other street,
I just
the
can't
huge
take
weight
it,
that
bro.
was lifted from my
just be
shoulders
quiet.
fell right back, twice as heavy, when the truck intercepted us at the very corner of the street. She ran into a house that was still in construction, and she tried to pull me with her, but I didn't budge because something I've learned from my dad, being a cop, is you never run if you have nothing to hide. She had the weed and I didn't, so I just stood there for a bit until the window of the driver's side went down, and a man signaled me to get closer, and I did. As I walked up, the first thing I saw was both of the men in there were armed, and this made my stomach drop. The passenger looked completely out of mind. Like, he genuinely looked unhinged. His pupils were fucking huge, and he was clearly tripping on something. On the other hand, the driver looked like a pretty normal guy. I dare to say he was so normal, it was comforting. He asked me. This whole conversation was in Spanish, of course. What we were doing. I said smoking, and he asked, "Smoking what?" I just said normal cigarettes. He turned to look at his partner and back at me, and there was a long pause before I said, "I don't know who you were looking for, but it's definitely not us. I'm not even from here." He asked me if I was American, to which I nodded, and then he said, "Show me." Fortunately, I always carry my passport with me since I cross the border so often. He asked me about my girlfriend. I said she was American too. She's not. And he told me to go get her. I told him that I'd rather not, because if they found weed on her that wasn't theirs, she would be fucked. Fortunately, the guy didn't insist, and after going through my phone, he told me he didn't want to see us out this late, behind that house ever again. They took off, and I turned back to her. She was peeking from behind a pile of cement bags. I signaled to her that we were leaving, and we ran back to the house. When we got to her front yard, I asked her to give me the weed so I could get rid of it, and she told me she hid it under the floorboards of the house. So we ran back to get it, because if they found it there, we would still be fucked. The 2 minutes it took for us to run back to her house were easily the scariest moments of my life. What still makes my stomach turn to this day is the look the other guy had on his face. I'm telling you, he literally looked absolutely unhinged. He did not say a single thing, but he was staring me down the whole time, with his hand around the grip of his rifle. I felt like he was just itching for me to say the wrong thing, so he could blow my brains out right then and there.
Did you? Anyways, guys, thank you for watching the video, and I hope you give it a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe to this video. See you in the next time, brothers and sisters.